Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel and my official website radionataliatv.com. Today we're reading The Little Prince by Antoine de Exupéry on chapter 8. And we begin. I soon learned to know that a flower so good and so sweet, it was better to be left alone. On the Little Prince planet, there had always been very simple flowers, decorated with a single row of petals so that they took up no room at all and got in one's way once they got in one's way. They will appear one morning in the grass and will fade by nightfall. But this one had grown from a seed brought from who knows where, what forest was or what forest is. And the little prince had kept a close watch over a sprout that was not like any of the others. It might have been a new kind of a baobab brand, but the sprout soon stopped growing and began to show signs of blossoming. While the little prince, who had watched the development of an enormous bud, realized that some sort of miraculous apparition will emerge from it. But the flower continued her beauty preparations in the shelter of her green chambers, selecting her colors with the greatest care and dressing quite deliberately, adjusting her petals one by one. She had no desires to emerge all rumpled like the poppies. She wished to appear only in the full radiance of her beauty. She was quite vain, and her mysterious adornments had lasted days and days, and then one morning precisely at sunrise she showed herself, and after having labored so painstakingly, she yawned and said, "Oh, I'm hardly awake, forgive me, I'm still all untidy." But the little prince couldn't contain his admiration. How lovely you are!" "Aren't I?" the flower answered. "And I was born the same time as the sun, sweetly." The little prince realized that she wasn't any too sweetly or modest, but she was so dazzling. "I believe it is breakfast time for me," she had soon added. "Will you be so kind as to tend to me?" And the little prince, utterly abashed, having gone to look for watering can, served the flower. She had soon begun tormenting him with her rather touchy vanity, and one day, for instance, alluding to her four thorns, she remarked to the little prince, "I'm ready for tigers with all of their claws." There are no tigers on my planet," the little prince had objected. "And besides, tigers don't eat weeds." "I'm not a weed," the flower sweetly replied. Forgive me. Forgive me, I'm not at all afraid of tigers, but I have horrors of drafts." "You wouldn't happen to have a screen?" "A horror of drafts? That's not good." "That's not a good sign for a plant," the little prince had observed. How complicated. How complicated. "After dark you will put me under the glass? How cold it is where you live. Is it quite uncomfortable?" "Where I come from, it is quite uncomfortable." But she suddenly broke off. She had come here as a seed, and she couldn't have known anything of other worlds. Humiliated at having let herself be caught on ignorance at the verge of so naive lie, she coughed 2 or 3 times in order to put the little prince in the wrongs. The screen? I was going to look for one, but you were speaking to me." Then she made herself cough again in order to inflict a twinge of remorse on him all the same. So the little prince, despite all of the good wills of his love, had soon come to mistrust her. He had taken seriously certain inconsequential remarks and had grown very unhappy. I shouldn't have listened to her, Violet, he confided. You must never listen to flowers. You must look at them and smell them. Mine perfumed my planet, but I didn't know how to enjoy that. The business about the tiger claws, instead of annoying me, ought to have moved me. And he confided further. In those days, I didn't understand anything. I should have judged her according to her actions and not her words. She perfumed my planet and lit up my life. I should never have run away from her. I ought to have realized the tenderness underlying her silly pretensions. Flowers are so contradictory, as you know, and as you may know, I was too young to know how to love her. Y así es el capítulo número 8 del Principito en inglés. Espero que te haya gustado. That's the end of the chapter. I'm sorry, I was speaking in Spanish. Oh, I'm sorry, I was speaking in Spanish. I was saying, thank you for watching the video and listening to the chapter number 8. And we'll see you each other in the next chapters of the book, The Little Prince. Have a good day and have a good week. Goodbye.